Just minutes ago of shooting, Charles Dunn took down US Nationals on Briar, which means regardless of what else happens across the world during that season, Briar has finally earned the final points needed and has crossed the Living Legend threshold in Classic Constructed. Yet another Tales of Aria hero to reach LL status. Now, much of the community has been waiting anxiously for this to happen, not so much because of Briar herself, but mostly because of the dreaded Rosetta Thorn. Come the next BNS, Rosetta is gone in Classic Constructed. So where's the irony of it all? Well, Rosetta, and to a lesser extent CMH, the primary reasons that folks wanted Briar to go, well, those weren't the tools used to carry her across the finish line. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my fab friends, and welcome back to a very ad hoc go again, a fabulous cast here on Dice Commando. And buckle up, kids, because Fatigue Briar is going to be the new hotness until the next BNS announcement scheduled for late September. But Andrew, why would anyone put effort and resources, both financial and mental, into something that's effectively on death row? Well, I hear you, and I personally agree.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
So this whole thing is actually pretty darn exciting and, a little bit of a bummer, right? I'm really looking forward to seeing where the game will go without Rosetta hanging over our heads the whole time. The bummer part is that Briar is gone, and I actually think that a rotted Briar was an overall fair hero, albeit with a very strong weapon. Now, I grant you, Briar is still very much legal and very much playable in the Blitz format. She's a good, solid tier A hero, whatever the kids are calling it these days. Now, let's also be clear about something else. 99% of Briar's points were in fact earned by Rosetta Thorn, and a very close number to that on Channel Mount Heroic. But with Briar gone, and more specifically Rosetta gone, how does that shift things around in CC? First, let's start with the Runeblades, then I want to talk about the tertiary impact of where players might go from here. The most obvious and straightforward impact is to Viserai. If one wants to maintain the one-drop curve, then Reaping Blade will be the correct choice. But I honestly think that not enough love has been given to the OG weapon. I know, it's 2, but a 2-for-4 effective, doing what Runeblades want to do anyway, that threaten an on-hit. The problem with Nebula Blade lies twofold. One, Viserai either has to shift away from the Mob Shrill package, or he has to embrace that and just change the strategy to not use a weapon the majority of the time. And that's why out of the gate at least, Viz in all likelihood just leans into Reaping. I foresee next to zero impact to Vincent mechanically, but I do suspect we'll see a rise in her play. I believe she is very, very, very strong. I've been very impressed with what she can do. Normally we focus on hits, but she doesn't even really need to technically hit in the traditional sense. Her widespread cards just care about health lost on the chain. It's freaking brutal, especially widespread annihilation. Also, let's not forget about the fact that the gosh darn Revel in Runeblood pays for any of the Runegate cards, and creepers can almost guarantee to stay around for when it's needed. It's pretty disgusting. Now sure, she hasn't been performing to where I think she can be, but now that the big well-defined hero is out, I think we might get some Runeblade migration for sure. Next, let's talk about the splash damage to the other heroes in the format. Briar, in her true form, obviously not the one played today, is inherently an aggressive hero. One was set up for sure, but aggressive overall. Players who like that style could easily jump into other avenues. Fi, perhaps not as much, but Dorinthea, perhaps. Furthermore, the heroes that tend to do very poorly into Briar, because she can just outrace them, are obviously poised to explode, both in popularity and in success. So in conclusion, today is a massive win for the Fab community at large. I personally like Briar. I thought the Earth Briar design space was really pretty solid, fair, and it took a lot of practice to master. But there was little question that Rosetta was busted. But so goes the way with the TOA weapons, now doesn't it? Well, folks, just one more to go, Voltaire in 2024. Thanks, folks, for watching, and go Commando.